Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what to do when you have one of those hotel stays that just don't quite live up to your expectations. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the majority of us, I know I'm included, travel agents are not exempt from this. We just have hotel stays that are not quite as magical as we hoped they would be. And there are things that we definitely can do and things that we shouldn't do when these issues arise. So we're going to get into all of that. But before we do, go ahead and click on that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss a future video. And guys, we have an exciting giveaway going on right now for Halloween. So we are giving away a haunted scented candle from the Magic Candle Company and a beautiful pair of custom made Haunted Mansion ears from the Ears from Wonderland. Now, if you want to enter to win either of these items, I'm putting a contest link in the description box below. So go ahead and click on that and it will give you all of the details on how to enter the giveaway. I promise you it is super, super simple and you have some great items to win. Now we are doing a live drawing for those items on October 5th in our VIP Facebook group called Our Adventure Book. So unless you are a part of that group, you won't know if you won or not. So make sure to go ahead over there and sign up for our adventure book as well. So if you decide to enter, I wish you all the best of luck. And now let's get into the video. So I first want to share with you a most recent experience that my boyfriend and I had staying at the Embassy Suites Orlando Lake Buena Vista. Now, I will start off by saying that Kevin and I are big fans of the Embassy Suite hotel line. We've stayed at many of their locations, never at this one, but we were very, very excited to give this one a try because it was super close to all of the things that we were planning to do that weekend in Orlando. So when we pulled up, the hotel was very, very nice. The valet was super sweet, and the lobby just was so bright and cheerful and smelled so clean and fresh. Our check-in was super simple, and the people at the front desk were so, so nice. And the atrium was just gorgeous. I love the Embassy Suites atriums. They're always very, very tall and so beautifully lit because most of them have like skylights or lighting that is very, very high up. And so it just, has those beautiful rays of light shining down, making the whole atrium area just look so nice. So atrium was beautiful. And because we were in Orlando, this particular hotel had sprinkled in some Disney and Star Wars magic, which being fans of both of them, Kevin and I definitely were happy about that. So all of that was very, very good. And we were anxious to get to our King Accessible Suite. Now keep in mind that with Embassy Suites, all of their rooms are inevitably a suite. And it just depends on, do you have two queen beds, a king bed? Do you have one bedroom, multiple bedrooms? But we had the King Accessible Suite. And we had requested a roll-in shower because for me, that is just the easiest. And truthfully, being in a power wheelchair, having a roll-in shower gives more maneuverability in what often, even in an accessible bathroom, can be a little tight. So we always ask for a roll-in shower if available. So when we get into our room, we always just put our luggage down and do a quick room tour to see what we're working with. And I wanted to quickly look at the bathroom to make sure that it was in fact a roll-in shower. And so immediately when we come in, my eye goes straight to the shower, and it was the roll-in shower. So check, that was a good thing. But then I looked at the other side of the bathroom to the toilet. And now let me just say, I am not normally focusing on the toilet, but I could not help but have my eyes drawn to it because there were two large towels inside the toilet bowl. So they had sopped up all of the water that was in the toilet bowl. And, Kevin and I just sort of laughed and said, well, we're not touching that. So I guess maintenance or housekeeping will be our first call because that's just nasty. We're not going there. So we left the bathroom and continued on our way. And next we were looking at the refrigerator. And just to see if it was on, did we have to switch it on? How cold was it? And when we opened the door, it was cool at best, which, okay, not a problem. Like there's usually a switch or something that you can change the setting, but everything was off. And we were curious of why that was. And Kevin is very handy, and so looked a little further into it and noticed that the back of the refrigerator, the entire back, was a solid sheet of ice. And evidently, we're assuming the people that had stayed in this room prior to us had the refrigerator too cold, and now it's left with a chunk of ice in it. So that wasn't working. And at that point, we decided, you know what? We haven't unpacked anything yet. Let's go and see what our options are at the front desk. And we didn't bring our luggage with us, but we went to the front desk. We did take some pictures of both the toilet and the refrigerator that I shared earlier with you, just to better articulate what we had seen in our room. And they were very apologetic, and we felt bad because, we weren't trying to be upset, and we definitely approached them very kindly, but just wanted to show what we had found. And they gave us two options. They said, we can either switch your room because we do have the same room available elsewhere in the hotel, or you can keep this room and we will call maintenance and housekeeping to take care of the issues. And like I said, because we hadn't unpacked yet, it was just easier to go ahead and switch rooms, and then they could take however long they needed to deal with our first room. So very optimistically, we switched room keys with the front desk, and we were off to suite number 2. Now, as soon as we walked in the door of suite number 2, we were hit with the unmistakable smell of pot, which, that is not a pleasant smell to us. And then we noticed that on the couch, there was a very large cigar hole in the couch. And the carpeting, which was supposed to be green, was stained throughout the entire suite. And lastly, the AC was set to 72. So typically 72 is a very, very pleasant temperature. But it felt like a sauna in this room. And so we didn't know what was going on. We were playing with the AC. We put it down actually to 62, which later on during our stay, that was comfortable. But certainly it was not a 62 degree normal temperature for sure, but it was at least comfortable enough for us. And we made the decision that, you know what, we're not the type of people to just lounge in our hotel room, the time we're spent in here is basically going to be to shower and sleep. And the rest of our trip, we're going to be enjoying the rest of the hotel and out and about in Orlando. So we made the conscious decision to not bring it up to the front desk or to the hotel. So we just went about our stay. Now, on the second day that we were there, I got a text message from the front desk randomly. And I love that hotels are doing this now. This has happened to me 3 times in the last, few times that I've stayed at a hotel. And it was just we're so sorry again about what happened when you checked in. And we hope that things are going better for you at this point. And if you need anything, please let us know. And you guys, I was tormented because I'm like, oh God, like, do I bring up what's happening? I don't want to be this guest that like you can never satisfy, because there are those hotel guests for sure. But I also thought, maybe I should bring this up. So after a while of just going over and over and over, back and forth in my head of, do I do it? Do I, say everything's good? Do I not? I decided that yes, I'm going to be truthful, but also very appreciative of their staff that had been wonderful, the breakfast that had been wonderful, the just the cleanliness of the hotel itself, how they were dealing with the safety of everybody during COVID. So in addition to telling our woes, I also tried to compliment. So I let them know about all of the things that I mentioned to you, and inevitably, and I didn't ask for anything to compensate. I didn't ask for, a free stay. I didn't ask for, anything to be taken off of our bill. I didn't ask for anything. And they came back with, we're so sorry about, these issues that you're having. And, we always do our best to provide our guests with the best service possible. And we would like to offer you free parking, as well as taking off the resort fee for your entire stay, which I thought that was extremely generous of them. And, it did make the not so great aspects of our room definitely better. So as you can see, our hotel stay definitely was not the best we've ever had, but it certainly wasn't the worst. And that is because of the wonderful staff at the Embassy Suites Orlando Lake Buena Vista. Now, you don't have to be a travel aficionado to know that the front desk is absolutely the heartbeat of any hotel. And I'm not saying that the other departments like housekeeping and engineering and catering are not equally as important, but the front desk arguably serves as the main go-to point for every single issue guests have, good or bad, during their stay. Now, the true rock stars of this department are the front desk agents, who are the face of the hotel and constantly get called upon to answer every single question, request, or complaint. Equally, they ensure that no matter what problems arise, they are your point of contact to make sure that things get better. So if you have a complaint and you want the front desk on your side, what is the best way to approach them? And we have some do's and don'ts for effectively complaining to the front desk. The first thing that you want to do is to be very specific about your complaint. Remember I said earlier that we brought pictures from our hotel room, that first hotel room, to show the front desk? This was a perfect way for us to truly show them what our issue was. We weren't just saying, take my word for it. We were showing them proof of the problem. So with this in mind, they were better able to assess and take care of it. Now, it's not always going to be a problem that you can take a picture of, but do your best to articulate exactly what the problem is. The next thing you want to do is to try to remember names. It's very important because oftentimes, you might stay at a hotel for multiple days, and obviously there's going to be shift changes and then you are going to deal with different people. However, even though Julia isn't there for every day of your stay, she is part of your resolution. So, you being able to say, I spoke with Julia about this issue, and now Tom is helping me, the front desk is always going to try to bend over backwards to make you happy. And they also speak with each other. So Tom can talk to Julia and say, hey, this client is having this issue. They said that you offered this resolution. I'm going to do this, just keeping you, on the same page. So that is very, very important to remember names. And if you can't, at least remember faces so you can better say, I spoke to the brunette with glasses, that definitely is helpful. The last thing to do is follow up. Yes, this is the job of the hotel and it's done most of the time. But as with anything, sometimes, the front desk just gets very, very busy. You are not the only guest in their hotel. So definitely don't hesitate to follow up if you are having a real issue. I'm not saying to call them every 5 minutes, but make sure to let them know that, you haven't forgotten about the issue. You're still dealing with it. So you want to deal with things timely and to stay on them, but not be overboard about that. Now, things that you don't want to do. You don't want to ever talk down to your front desk staff. First of all, that's just unkind, and there's no need to be unkind. And I understand as well that many times when things happen, it makes us upset and we're either angry or we're sad. Sometimes you've just had a really, really bad day and this was the icing on the cake. All you wanted to do was relax and now you have to deal with this. But remember, it's not the front desk's fault. They are there to help you find resolution. So don't talk down to the front desk. Remember, they are your friend. Now, the next thing that you don't want to do is immediately go to the front desk and ask for a manager because you think that the front desk can't handle the issue that you're having. Now, keep in mind, most front desk agents have extensive training and are more than capable of handling any issue that you bring to them, either immediately or in a very, very timely manner. So before you pull out that manager card, make sure to give the front desk a very fair chance of solving the problem for you. And finally, don't go to the front desk and act like you are so superior than everybody else and don't you know who I am and asking for all sorts of freebies. The front desk and your reservation absolutely shows them who in fact you are and what kind of loyalty member you are. They know everything they need to know about your status and how it relates to your hotel stay. I didn't have to tell them that I was a travel agent when I was upset and saying, well, as a travel agent, you should treat me this way. That's just plain silly. You don't need to do that. And you certainly don't need to try to get things for free because 9 times out of 10, like in my situation, they're going to do something to sort of sweeten the pot for you to make your hotel stay a bit, more positive because they already know that you're upset. So demanding something usually doesn't turn out in your favor and it only makes things worse. So there you go, guys, the do's and the don'ts of how to make sure that you and your front desk agent are absolutely BFFs who can work through any issue together and your next hotel stay turns out to be as magical as you hoped it would be. If you like, again, these type of videos, make sure to give this a big thumbs up and we will be talking to you real soon. Bye, guys.